Good morning. This is Jessica Mathis, Executive Director of Mixed Green Savannah, and I'm coming here today with you with a brief summary of who St. Patrick's was. As we approach St. Patrick's Day, I think that it is important for us to know who St. Patrick's was and what was his purpose for the day. The information that I will be taking from is found on countryliving.com, and you can also go to Google and type in who is St. Patrick. Why exactly do we celebrate on March 17th? Who was St. Patrick? When he was born, and why do we care about the patron saint of Ireland in the United States? What exactly do leprechauns have to do with it at all? Where did St. Patrick's Day traditions like parades and all these things, shamrocks, come from? There are plenty of trivia behind the holiday to explore. So read on to find all you need to know before you head out to the pub for this year's Irish festivities. What is the history behind St. Patrick's Day? According to Historic UK, St. Patrick's Day has been commemorated on March 17 since St. Patrick's Day death is in the 5th century, as early as the 9th or 10th century. Christians were observing it as a religious feast day. The holiday was officially added to the church calendar in the early 17th century. As far as the first St. Patrick's Day parade, though not the raucous occasion we know today, that took place in 1601 in St. Augustine, Florida. The Spanish colony had Irish vicar. Because St. Patrick's Day falls during Lent, it became a day for Christians to take a break from the abstinence practice during the weeks leading up to Easter. By the 1700s, the holiday had started to take a decidedly more festive turn than its founders had intended. In America, St. Patrick's Day slowly shifted from a religious observation to a secular celebration of Irish heritage. Thanks to Irish immigrants, and while the Irish American population increased dramatically during the 19th century, part due to Ireland's potato blight of 1845, St. Patrick's Day traditions in the U.S. stretch back a century earlier. Irish Americans in Boston held the first celebration in 1737, a dinner hosted by the newly founded Charitable Irish Society, which remains an annual tradition. Nearly 3 centuries later, in 1762, New York City held its first parade, which has become the largest and oldest St. Patrick's Day parade in the world. The coastal city of Savannah, Georgia, has staked its claim as the St. Patrick's Day capital of the South, with the celebrations dating back to 1812, while Chicago, famed for dyeing its river green since 1962, has been parading since 1843. These American cities still offer some of the biggest celebrations dedicated to the man who allegorically drove the snakes out of Ireland. The holiday's Irish American roots also explain why some traditional St. Patrick's Day foods like corned beef and cabbage are not actually Irish. The Irish prefer pork. Who was St. Patrick? St. Patrick was born on 386 CE, and CE is Common Era, in Roman Britain, possibly in the area that is today known as Wales. At the age of 16, he was enslaved and taken to Ireland, where he spent 6 years in captivity. He then escaped, only to later return to bring Christianity to the people of Ireland. Not the kind of light-hearted hanks you might find or you might think would inspire a holiday so devoted to it. During his life, St. Patrick became a priest and founded schools, churches, and monasteries throughout the Emerald Isle. Before his death on March 17th, 461, during the Common Era. However, some are surprised to learn that the patron saint and national apostle of Ireland was never canonized as a saint by the Catholic Church. This lack of official sainthood is because there was no formal canonization process in the 1400s or 400s calling him Saint Patrick. Patrick likely to have caught on and stuck over time due to his popular acclaim. Why do we wear green on St. Patrick's Day? It's only since the Irish Rebellion of 1789 or 1798 that the shade has become associated with the holiday. Blue, which adorned the ancient Irish flag, was first identified with St. Patrick's, but the rebels wore green to differentiate themselves from the British, who clothed themselves in red, and the color has since come to denote Ireland and the Irish to all the world. Shamrocks, the national plant of Ireland, also added to the sea of green on March 17th. Though the legend holds that St. Patrick used the three-leaf shamrock to explain the Holy Trinity, there is no evidence to prove it. However, the shamrock has been used as a symbol of the Emerald Isle since the 17th, early 18th century. While commemorating St. Patrick's Day in the widely celebratory way we know today is largely the invention of Irish Americans. Irish in the homeland have taken to it as well. In 1903, St. Patrick's Day became a public holiday in Ireland, expanding the religious celebration to the secular realm. That is what we know about St. Patrick's. Have a happy St. Patrick's Day, and please be safe.